Doing business in Africa is for ninjas.
Yeah.
And I say that because, you understand what I mean by that. Doing business in Africa is multifaceted in the amount of opposition and hurdles that you need to climb over. And so the turnover rate for innovation must happen very quickly in order for businesses on the continent to survive. And the execution not only has to be great, but the level of precision when it comes to pivoting must be even greater. And so that's what Africans can actually teach the globe when it comes to innovation.
What lessons have you learned from working across industries and different roles?
No matter what industry you're working in, if you show up excellently and if you master the craft, then people can fight you everywhere, but they can't fight you for your work. And so that's, for me, I think that's the thing that really stands out. Once you become a master of that industry, you can fight me anywhere, but you can't fight my work because my work speaks for itself. Mm-hmm. So that's what I've learned. I say this to young people, so I'm going to break the rules and I'm going to put in a paragraph. I say this to young people. I think a lot of the times when we come up against a wall, we're always looking for the window so we can stick our leg out and have the easy way out. But that's not the solution. You must decide when you come up against a wall to say, I will either find a way or I will make one. So what you do is you don't look for a shortcut. You don't look for the easy way out. You start looking for a loose brick. Because there is not only the solution on the other side of the wall, there is a new version of yourself on the other side of the wall. And that new version of yourself will have greater capacity and ability. And you won't get that by looking for an easy way out.
And that's a wrap. Okay. Quick one, before we go any further, please remember to like and to subscribe and to share. And I promise to bring you the best and most valuable content.
Getting paid globally shouldn't be complicated. But for freelancers, startups, and even large enterprises, it often is. Delays, high fees, tools that don't scale or serve your region. Devdraft is your modern global payment platform. Create payment links, issue invoices, receive, send, and convert multiple currencies in seconds. Access virtual USD and Euro bank accounts. Integrate Devdraft with ease into e-commerce tools using SDKs. Fast, borderless, built for scale. Devdraft, bringing global payments to you.
Hi, Chiko.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited for this conversation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been talking online and we finally met.
Yes.
Yeah. I like to go back where I first came across someone or came in contact with somebody.
Yes.
So I remember getting a text message from you on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Yeah, over some services, of course. And we talked about that. And also realized that you're a morning person.
Yes, deep morning person.
Yeah. Have you always been like that?
Yes, I have. I've always woken up really, really early. I think it was because of it started when I was younger. I did boarding school for a bit and did prep, right? So with prep, you used to have to wake up at 3 a.m. to go study. And it's just kind of stayed with me. 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I'm awake. I start my day. 3 p.m., I've exited the day mentally. My
really?
brain cells are not working. By 9 or so, I have to be in bed. So always a morning person.
Yeah, that's similar to me as well. I also used to wake up. Our prep wasn't at 3. Okay. No, it wasn't at 3 a.m.
Okay,
but it was 6 p.m. But I couldn't study during that time because you won't catch me. I would be the person dozing or sleepy or somewhere not in class, not studying. Then at 3, that's when I would wake up. That was
the brain cells were gone at that point.
Yeah, that was the perfect time for me. Yeah. I love what you're doing and I'm excited for this conversation. I like to go back to where you came from because I believe growing up, the influences you've had shaped the person that you are today.
Yes.
So how was it growing up? What were you interested in as a kid?
Growing up for me was very interesting. I always say this up to now. I feel like I'm a very frustrating child for my parents. I have so much mercy for those guys because I'm not an easy child up to today. I hated cartoons. You couldn't convince me to watch cartoons. Instead, my mom used to go grocery shopping on Saturday and I would beg her to leave me in the library. So she would leave me in the library for 2 or 3 hours. And I remember at that time you could only borrow 12 books at a time. and I would always take 12 books home.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
So,
and why?
I loved reading. It's what really worked for me. So during that time, I just remember growing up, I would read a lot. My mom would actually put a band. She would come to my room. She said, Chiko, get out of your room. Go play with your siblings. Go watch TV. Go do whatever. And then I would do that. And then like when she's not watching, I'd sneak back into my room and like, you know, she would find me on the bed. So she used to lock my door sometimes.
So you don't come in.
Yes, and like read.
Yeah.
And then one day my Auntie Loveness, like shout out Auntie Loveness, honestly, she was visiting Australia because I grew up in Australia. She was visiting Australia and I was reading and I was fighting with my mom because she wanted me to come outside and like chat with the people and I wasn't interested. And I really just wanted to read. And my auntie said, you know, let her read. Maybe that's her greatest gift. And you just really never know. And so from there, my mom kind of just like, let me do my own thing. But growing up, my nose was in a book. If the book was a razor, I wouldn't have a nose left by now. Like I was just always in a book. And it's still the same. I'm an avid reader, avid learner. I love just soaking up like knowledge and new facts and things.
Yeah. That sounds pretty exciting. Surprised that you didn't love cartoons because that's like every person that you hear is like watching movies, watching cartoons. Well, that was me for the most part. I love cartoons.
Okay,
I was interested more in how they were making them. Like, how do they make these things move? Like, this is weird. How do they make them move and all that? Yeah, I think that's where it started from. Even my interest, like in the creative field. So, like in school, was it the same story? You're always the person that is reading in the corner.
So no, in school I was a loudmouth. I used to sit in the back with like all the naughty kids. And so the semester would start with like me sitting with all the naughty kids and would make noise, would laugh. And then the semester would end and I'd come out on top of my class. And then the next semester, they didn't want to sit with me. So I'd just be like, I'd be like the loner. There would be the naughty kids in the row in front of me because they didn't want to be fooled by me anymore. And then I'd be the last kid, like, at the row, at the very, very back.
Wow.
But yeah, I was always very like, I learned or picked up things really quickly. So as soon as the teacher taught it in class and I went home, I studied it once like I was good. And it's just always been like that.
Yeah, so you're one of those kids that would make noise during classes and then be at the top of the class. So after that time now, the conversation to go to uni, what was that like?
So I was a gifted child in school. I skipped a few classes in high school. And I remember I finished high school and I was 14 turning 15.
Really?
And they couldn't let me go to uni because it wasn't allowed at that time.
You're too young?
Yes, I was too young. So you needed to go when you were like 17. And so I remember writing my waist. It was like the equivalent of like IGs. And there were like smarter girls in the class, etc. And I didn't know there was an award for being a Dux or like magna cum laude, so top of your class, and top of the state, actually. So I go to my graduation ceremony. My dad had ditched me because he went to meet the Malawian president who was visiting Australia at that time. So it was just me, my mom, my sister. And then they did all the awards and I had won like 3 of them. And then when it came to the last award, they were like, oh, this is the person who got like top of the state and they happened to be from the school, right? And then they mentioned my name. And I remember my mom and sister just standing up, screaming and going, go. So I picked up this award. It came with some money and unfortunately it didn't come with a scholarship. So when it came to like conversations about going to uni also because of the time lag, I just kept in touch with some of my teachers and they were like, no, we'll get in touch with universities and we'll see what you can do, etc. So it started off with nursing. I did nursing for 1 year when I was 17. I hated it. I just completely hated it. Love science. I love very complex things. So I loved science. But the issue around it was like, there's no beauty in nursing. There's no makeup in nursing. There's no nails in nursing. And as you can tell, that's not possible. So yes, I didn't enjoy that. I quit that. And eventually we moved back to Malawi. Then I moved here, actually. That was 2014-15. I was at Zekas, I did economics, didn't do well in that. And my mom was passionate about me being an economist. I wanted to be a lawyer, but she was like, no, economics. I used to love it. She was one of those moms like, I used to love it when I was in uni.
Oh, yeah, so you gotta do it now.
That's what you're gonna do. Like, you're gonna carry through my dream. Yeah. So from there, she sent me to India. And yeah, I got my economics honors degree there, core. It was hard, but I enjoyed it. And I graduated, really, really well, first class honors. And yeah, the conversation around that was pretty much, if I'm paying for your education, I know exactly what you're studying. And then I studied it and I never practiced it. I've never worked as an economist a day in my life.
You've never practiced it.
And I'm very happy. Very happy.
Yeah. At least you made them proud on that part by finishing.
I'm sure she's proud.
Yeah. I think parents always want to, of course, they want to look out for our good. So they want to choose a path which is certain that you get you reap results from that. Of course, you're into strategy and all that. So when did strategy and storytelling start merging? Like, when did they intersect in your life?
I think always, because I used to read books. And for me, once I read books and kind of like looked at the world and how things were working, I'm very big on like patterns. And wherever, I think reading is not a thing of like reading the lines for me. It's reading in between the lines and what those spaces tell you. One person who's very great that I know always says music is not created from percussion. It is created from the spaces of silence, right? And that's how music is recognized. And so I think storytelling and strategy for me was really between what the world knows or what we know and what's sitting in between the lines. And that's how storytelling and strategy really kind of like came together for me. Just putting those things together in a way that creates new ways or new systems of doing things or thinking.
And I also noticed that you have a lot of interests.
Yes, I do.
Where do you think that comes from?
I think it's just from getting bored easily, actually. I'd love to give you like a very smart answer. No, I get bored easily. I master things very quickly. Therefore, I get bored easily. And I'm always just looking for like the next challenge. So yeah, that's in everything I do. Like there's some problems when somebody's like, oh, I've got a problem. I'm like, that's actually not a problem. I need a bigger problem to like sink my teeth into. And so, yeah, I think it's just being like somebody who learns a lot and somebody who loves to read in between the lines and who just like moves through obstacles very quickly.
Tell me about poetry.
Okay, I started writing poetry here, actually, at Zekas. I met a guy, his name was Seth, and he was writing poetry at that time. And I was just like doing public speaking, and I was a part of Skyfa there. And he said, oh, the way you speak, it's as if you write. And I said, no, I don't. And he was like, no, I think you're a writer. And so I gave it a shot. And when I moved to Malawi, I met more poets. And so I write occasionally, most times.
So when you were a child, you used to read more than write?
Yes. And now that I'm an adult, I definitely write more than I read. So it's swapped. Yeah.
So have you like done any competitions, poetry competitions? How did that go?
No, I haven't. Hey, I just, I'm a part of a writer's circle in Malawi. I enjoy that. I work with people who write, poets, authors, etc. I also enjoy that, but haven't been in any competitions. Don't plan on either.
You've moved on.
I've moved on. I'm grown. But I think for me, it's just like being able to express life circumstances through words. It works well for me.
When are you writing a book?
This year. I'm already writing.
You're already writing?
Yes.
Awesome. Can't wait for that.
Thank you.
So now you're the vice president for strategy at Devdraft.
Yes.
Devdraft is a startup. Tell me about Devdraft.
Sure. So Devdraft is a global payments infrastructure, right? And so what we do is we do payment gateways for freelancers, creatives, and SMEs, as well as enterprises that want to do business on the global scale. So think receiving money and think also sending money. So we do global payment mobility for businesses that want to go global. And we are excited to be in the market space and to be offering the product that we're offering, because we really believe it's going to change the way African business is done.
Now, tell me about of course, the founders, the journey. How did you think they came up with this idea? And also after answering that question, tell me about how you got this role as Vice President of Strategy.
Okay, sure. So the founders, Salifianji Namwila and Boris Manda, they were both based in the US and working. And the Devdraft story starts when Sally came to Zambia and was failing to make payment for her Airbnb that she had lived in while she was here. And something just clicked in her mind because she was like, I've been here and I've been having so much trouble just like being able to move money. The money I have and the money that people need from me, I've got it, right? And I've used up the services. But in order for me to like move that money to them, and in order for those businesses to receive that money, it was such a hassle. So when you think of like bank transfers or Western Union, you're either looking at high rates or you're looking at like a really long time to get the money. And that was always a problem for her. And so that's what they set out to solve. And that's how Devdraft came about. Now, when it came about, Sally and Boris, so the two co-founders, they started the company, they started building the product with some engineers, and then they realized that they needed somebody to build strategy. And I was consulting at the time, and I was building strategies for development projects. So with that being said, me and Boris, we knew each other. We're like friends on Facebook. And I remember he reached out and said, I've been trying to reach you, please, like, can we get into a session? We need some consulting services. And I was like, okay, not a problem. So after a few like sessions here and there, they were then like, would you be open to like joining our team and being a permanent part of us and our founding story? And it's a product I really deeply believed in. Just because when they found me, and it's better now, but like when they found me, I was in business and struggling to move money globally, struggling to receive money as a consultant. I'm sure you consult.
Yeah. Of course. Yes, it's pretty hard.
It is.
And the charges are like ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
So every time somebody's like, oh, I'll pay you $500, they send the money, let's say, to your PayPal. Suddenly, you're at like, $450. Now you start asking questions. You're even scared to move the money because the money is like, it's being chopped up in bits and pieces. Or somebody will say, oh, we've actually sent the money, but 21 days, you're still waiting for the money and it hasn't reflected. And once you have the money, okay, what if you want to pay like somebody who you subcontracted in another country? How does that work? Like there's so many payments are such a pain point for creatives, business people, and enterprises. And so the product spoke to me. And when we had further conversations, I was like, I was actually desperate. I was like, I need this product. And they were like, would you like to be a part of our story? And I said, yeah, absolutely. I believe in what we're doing. And the global mobility we're building to open up African businesses to the globe and the globe to Africa as well. So that's how I ended up the Vice President of Strategy.
Oh, awesome. That's interesting. I think I like it when it's not just about the money or jumping or you finding a job, but it's also about you have a pain point and then, there's a solution and you guys are providing it. I also want to be a part of this journey as well. How is Devdraft different from other platforms?
Devdraft is different from other platforms because of our global payment mobility. Like I speak about this a lot. And I think that is exactly what we do, right? It's the fact that you're a creative seated in Zambia and somebody from the US they can hire you. If you're on the Devdraft platform and when you sign up, you get US bank account details, but you also get Euro bank account details, right? So you can give them your US bank account details. They can make the transaction. And because it's US to US, you receive the money in your Devdraft wallet the same day. Now, when you receive the money, you're now not chasing them up and they're saying, no, finance process 21 days ago. Do you know what I mean? Because you had plans for that money. And when you have plans for that money as a person doing business, you're entering into like cash flow issues, right? So you get that cash flow immediately. That's number one. And then number two, you also have that global mobility, which I continue to speak about because you can keep the money in US dollars in the Devdraft wallet, or you can withdraw the money when you need to use it here, right? And then you can also send it to any bank account in the world. Now, I would love to point out a few other payment platforms that don't offer you that mobility, but I won't mention names. But I'm sure already you know that like, actually, that's really interesting because that fixes that problem, that fixes that problem. So we've got a holistic global payments platform that allows you to have autonomy over the money that you make.
Okay, I know you've answered a bit of that question, but what big problem are you really solving for, especially for Africans?
Especially for Africans, we're giving Africans the ability to play in the global market space, right? Not only in terms of like selling their product and receiving money, but also bridging the time gap and those cash flow issues I spoke about, so that you can receive that money instantly. So 30 seconds to 3 minutes is our reflection time. And then you can also send that money all over the globe. So cutting down on that time. Because when you go to the bank and you say, oh, I want to send money to China so that I can pay for my freight or I can pay that supplier, it takes days for that Forex to be allocated and for the payment to go through. While on Devdraft, it's immediate. So you can do business quicker, you can make revenue quicker, you can make more profits, and you can move money and really take advantage of its time value immediately rather than later. Yeah. So that is what we're fixing for African businesses.
I was using a platform. Like for me to get $100, I can't get $100 because that is not enough money for me to withdraw because of the fees that they have to remove there. So how are your fees better than other platforms?
So our fees are better because we actually move money using stable coins, right? And so we move money on blockchain rails, and they're cheaper and they're faster and they're more secure as well. So our fees sit under 2.5%, whereas average fees when you use other platforms go all the way up to 8%, which is why for each $500, you lose at least $50. And with us, it's different. It's a lot less than that.
Stablecoin, what is that?
Okay, so stablecoin is... on the blockchain, you can move money using cryptocurrencies. Now, they are cryptocurrencies that are volatile and they're cryptocurrencies that are safe. The same way in which in normal fiat currency, they are currencies that are stable. And those are like the global currencies. We all know them, GBP, USD, Euro, right? And then there are those that are volatile. And so when it comes to stablecoin is a type of cryptocurrency that is by global law actually pegged one-on-one to the dollar and to the euro. So it's stable in value. If you get 50 USDC, you have $50. And it's pegged that way by global law, right? So that's the way that it is. It's not you have 50 USDC, you have $50 today, tomorrow you have $2. It's not like that. So stablecoin wallets are wallets that are pegged one-on-one to the dollar and to the euro. And that's why we have those wallets on the Devdraft platform.
Why do you think stablecoin-backed wallets are important in the emerging markets?
Because they offer stability, whereas local currencies sometimes can be quite volatile. So the rate that local currencies are trading to do global business today isn't the rate that will be there next week. While with the stable coin wallets, the ones that are pegged, right, they're quite consistent because their backing currency is very stable. So that being the US dollar and the euro. And so it helps businesses, individuals, creatives really keep the value of their money in a way in which it's stable and you're not surprised that the value of your money has dropped, but it maintains its value.
So how can freelancers like me or startups or big businesses use that? How can it help them practically?
Practically, the way that the Devdraft wallet helps freelancers is that they can receive money using the Devdraft wallet, and they can also send money and they can withdraw money. So that's for the freelancers. I'll then move on to businesses. Businesses, when they sign up on Devdraft, they get what you would get, right? So you can receive money, you can send money, you can off-ramp money or withdraw that money into your local currency, which is great. But they also get an inventory management system. And that inventory management system comes with an online store. So you're able to put your products there. You can send people invoices, you can send them payment links, and they can pay into your Devdraft wallet. That's one way. And then another way is that it gives you real-time updates, right, of sales that are being done, of your stock and inventory, so that you can do your audits instantly and you've got a record. And then when it comes for the staff members in that business, they get something called role-based user access, which means the finance department can go in and send out invoices and payment links. It then means also that the auditors can go in and see how money has been moved. It also means that the comms and marketing team can go in and look at the analytics of what is selling most so that they can market it more. But that one cannot do the other's role. Right. So everybody has like restrictions. Yeah. And the business that owns the Devdraft wallet is able to set those restrictions. So role-based user access. And then if they've got teams all over the world, they can make payments to those team members from the Devdraft wallet immediately. So if you're sitting in Zambia and you're working for a business and you do graphic design and marketing for them, at the end of the month, they'll just pay from their Devdraft wallet to your Devdraft wallet. And it will appear instantly. You now don't have to wait and think about bank fees and all of that stuff. And when it comes to enterprises, and developers as well, there's APIs and plugins so that they can plug into like their commerce stores and they can collect their money into the Devdraft wallet and have all the other features that I spoke about.
That sounds really exciting. I think in Zambia, we're looking for that platform, really. It's like a platform that can offer that, especially when it comes to payment from international people that we may be working for and whatever. So I think this is a game changer. How can people connect with Devdraft in Zambia, of course?
Okay, so in Zambia, we're actually going to be at the Tech Expo happening on the 7th to the 8th of August, which is Thursday and Friday. And we'll be at booth 21 and 22. So people can come, they can visit us, and we can take them through a live demo of the product, and then they can sign up. You can ask us any questions you want, and our team will just be there to really, really help you. So that's step one. And then step two, we're also opening our offices this week in Spinks Tower in Rhodes Park. So anybody can come to our office, inquire about the product, find out more, and especially for like businesses and enterprises, we can work out solutions according to your business's needs. Yeah.
So tailor-made solutions for a particular need. All right, Chiko, so this is called Do It. Here we don't just talk. So Devdraft, the product, we're going to go through, maybe you're just going to show us some of the things, the possibilities. So we're going to go onto the platforms, how someone can create an account and the number of things that they can do there.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure. Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. What we're going to do is, of course, we're going to open an account for Do It. I opened mine personally, but for Do It.
Awesome.
So, of course, we need to visit devdraft.ai, the URL showing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the first step?
Okay, you go to sign up.
Okay, so we're going to hit sign up.
Yeah.
And then my name.
Your legal name.
My legal name. Okay. Oh, very important. Because it's finance. Okay. Then email, of course, password, then create account.
Yeah, great. So your email should have received a 6-digit code.
Okay, enter the 6-digit code.
Yep, great. So you select your account type.
Account type, so in this case, business.
Business.
Okay.
You enter your business name. And then you put the entity type and then the country that it's present in.
Zambia at the bottom, of course. Province, Lusaka.
And then you put in your phone number. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you plan to use your Devdraft account?
So you just declare how you want to use the account.
Okay, so several options, right?
You select all that apply.
Oh, okay. See them. I think it's everything.
Yeah. Then you click agree.
Okay. Help us understand how to serve you better. Is a business venture pack? No. How many employees? 1 to 20. You send or receive per month. Okay, so there's a lot more questions for a business account.
For a business,
right?
yeah. Okay. So with this page specifically, this is your app name. So think about if your business is in like 3 different countries, right? These apps is how you split the different segments of the business. So if you've got Do It in Lusaka, this app name would be Do It Lusaka. Then if you've got Do It in Malawi, you'd put Do It Lilongwe in Malawi, and then with another country, so that all of your analytics, all of the role-based user access we spoke about, all of the employees that you pay at month end, they all stay in that sector business unit. And so that's what that app means.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So in this case, I can put
Do It Zambia.
Do It Zambia. Display name. So do it.
Yeah.
Zambia, should I put Zambia as well?
Yeah, you can put Zambia.
I love the fact that it has dark mode and light mode.
Yes.
Yeah, I love dark mode, so this is...
I prefer light mode, so we're biased. Yeah.
No, I really love dark mode. Like everything, even when you see look at my laptop, everything is dark mode. Yeah. Okay, so I've created an account. Tell me what's happening here. Okay,
so now that you've created your account, and since you are a business, we need to verify your account. So we need to grab some know your business, KYB details from you. And so you need to have all of your details handy. So your business registration certificates, proof of source of funds, everything like that. And you would need to upload it. Once you upload it and then the KYB is verified, which usually takes about 48 to 72 hours for businesses. Once you do that, then everything opens up for you. You get your own USD bank account details, Euro bank account details. You have access to your wallets. You can on-ramp, you can off-ramp, you can look at all of the analytics. Yeah. But before your KYC is verified, you can only just do your KYC.
Oh, okay, so I've seen...
Because it is financial, and because we need to protect your money. Yeah. And we have also anti-money laundering laws that we need to abide by and restrictions. We need to verify you either as an individual or a business first.
Okay, so now this is a verified business account, right?
This is a verified personal account.
Oh, personal account.
Yes, okay. Exactly. So I've had some money sitting in there and I haven't moved much of it. Yeah. So you notice that there isn't much data available, right? What I want to concentrate on are those accounts that you asked about. So this is now what it looks like. Right? So it then also shows you all of the transactions that I've done, right? I've been cashing out money while I've been here to pay for my youngos and all of the stuff to come meet you, etc. So I've been cashing out that money into my Airtel money, and then I'm able to spend that money. Then on top of that, it also shows me the status of different payments, right? So I've got some that are pending, that's money being deposited to me, and then some that have been successful. Right, so that's also the type of payment method. And then here, it shows me my accounts. Now, if I go, so this is my Euro and this is
USD.
Yeah, USD. We've also got the Mexican peso that's coming soon. Now, I want to head to banking because that's where I get the details, right? So here we are. Yeah, so I can either receive money, I can send money, or I can go into my accounts. Now, when I need to send somebody my account details, this is what it looks like.
Okay.
So I can also download these banking instructions and they'll pop up over there, and I can send them in an email to a client who wants to pay me outside of the country. Yeah. And so this is what it looks like. I get these automatically when I sign up and when my KYC is verified.
Yeah. Okay.
Same with the Euro account. So even though there's nothing there, I've actually got details already, right? And I can download those details once again and send them to people.
Yeah. So you can also use this, since this is like a digital card, you can also use it to make payments online, like buying stuff from eBay.
So we haven't linked it into a digital card at the moment. It's just the virtual account details so that you can receive and so that you can send money. But when we do have that feature, I'll come visit you again so that we can talk about it.
I would like to make payments from this account, like buy stuff online.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what it looks like. And then when it comes to payments specifically, right, it then starts to show me what are the payments that I've done and what's awaiting. So as I said, I haven't moved a lot of money from there, but you're able to see that I am awaiting money coming in, right?
So they've already done the transaction?
Yes, it's just pending and it's awaiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Business tools.
Exactly. So this is the part where I can now link. I can do invoices up here. I can do payment links as well. And I can add customers. And with those customers, I can send them a payment link. It would then show me here how many total customers I have. How many active customers am I doing business with? I'm sending them payment links. They're making payments. And then how many have been blacklisted by me because of issues that we have, etc. So that's what it would look like. And then there's that product store that I spoke about. So I don't have anything in the product store at the moment. And I would have added a few things, but I can add products. I can add the price of those products. And it would then begin to show me how many I have in stock. If it's physical products, how many I have sold, even if it's a service, depending on the customers, the payment links that I've sent, etc. And this is where that analytics would come from.
I had a question on product store.
Yeah.
How does this work practically? So I add a product. So these are the details of the product, right?
Yes.
Then I put the pricing and everything.
Exactly.
So what sort of products can I put? For example, a service. Let's say I'm selling a video course.
Yes. So you can definitely do that. So we will do, let's do the Do It video course.
Yes.
Video course, right? I won't put a description there. The type, you select whether it's a product or a service, right? So then you can put an image to that.
Okay, let's say this one.
Okay, awesome. Great. You go next. Price metrics. At what price do you want to sell it? USD.
USD. Let's say $20.
Okay, great. And then how many of those courses do you want to sell? So if you are, let's say, doing a workshop and you want to send people the payment link and you just want to do for 20 people, then you'd put that in the stock count.
Okay, so let's say 30.
Okay, great. Then you click add. Great.
Oh, awesome.
There you go.
So the product is created.
Yes.
So what do I do now?
What you do now?
I want to sell.
Okay, you want to sell. You go to business tools. Let's try and create a new link. So your product is there.
So it's one.
Yeah. So let's do the Do It video course, right? Okay, let's now have a look. Okay, great. So this is it. That's the transaction ID. Let's visit. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. So then I can enter the customer's details and then get the payment link and then confirmation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then when you click here, get copy link.
You then send that to the customer. The customer would select that product because remember when creating it, we created that we send all products.
Yeah.
If we had more than one product, then we could select which product we're sending.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So the customer will click on that, then they'll be able to make their payment, then it will show them a receipt, and then that money would be reflective in my account.
In what ways are they able to pay from their mobile money, bank account?
And Visa.
Oh, even mobile money?
Yes, they can.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so this looks practical and I'm excited about this. And this is something I've been a blocker on. I've been trying to create some products, but because of payments and all this.
How to collect
payments easily. Especially in Zambia, like most people are using mobile money than using the bank.
Okay.
So this makes work very, very easy.
Definitely.
Awesome. I know we can explore all of the things.
Yes.
But thank you so much for the project breakdown.
No worries.
I'm excited about this.
We're excited to be building it.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so maybe just back to our conversation just to wrap it up. All right, thank you. All right, thank you so much for the project breakdown. That was exciting. Now, let's zoom out a little bit. So what lessons have you learned from working across industries and across different roles? I
think it is to show up excellently and to master your craft. And I really think that is cross-cutting. Like, no matter what industry you're working in, if you show up excellently and if you master the craft, for example, if it's architects, right? If they master their craft, if it's creatives, if you master your craft, if it's project managers and people who do comms marketing, if you master your craft and show up excellently, then people can fight you everywhere, but they can't fight you for your work. And so that's, for me, I think that's the thing that like really stands out. Once you become a master of that industry, you can fight me anyway, but you can't fight my work because my work speaks for itself. So that's what I've learned.
Like if you master your craft, everybody will be fighting for you, but not your work.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, nice. So you've seen that in your life.
Yes, I definitely have.
Awesome. So what's something, I know we like talking about learning as Africans, learning from other countries and other people. What can Africans teach other people out there about innovation? Something unique.
I think there's a lot that Africans can actually teach the globe when it comes to doing business, because doing business in Africa is for ninjas. Yeah. And I say that because, you understand what I mean by that. Doing business in Africa is multifaceted in the amount of opposition and hurdles that you need to climb over. And so the turnover rate for innovation must happen very quickly in order for businesses on the continent to survive. And I think that the execution not only has to be great, but the level of precision when it comes to pivoting must be even greater. And so that's what Africans can actually teach the globe when it comes to innovation.
What advice would you give to a multi-talented young person who wants to find their lane? You know, they have so many different interests. I know we've talked about it, you and I are like in the same place, but what advice would you give them in order for them to find their lane?
I would say to do everything, to try everything, and eventually a path will emerge. Because to not try everything is to shoot yourself in the foot, because you kind of never know. When you're hyphenated, you don't know what's the one thing that is working for you in that season. So you try everything, and then a path will emerge. And then later you can always pivot to something else.
Yeah. That's advice I've gotten from most people. Some people have found their purpose and who have found their lane. I think they've tried many different things. Or you're still young, it's time for you to try different things. Yes. That's the only way you're gonna find it.
You don't have that flexibility when you're older. Like you can't say, oh, I was an architect yesterday, you know what, I have 4 kids, they need to go to school, but I'm now gonna become an artist, or I'm now gonna become a writer, I'm now gonna become a project manager. It doesn't work that way. So you must try everything while you're young, and eventually a path will emerge.
Because you're a family man. And I'm going to leave my job to try something new.
You drive your wife and kids crazy.
It's now time for the rapid fire questions, just to wrap it up. So short answers only, no paragraphs.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Cool. First ever leadership lesson you've learned?
Power is silent.
A book that shifted your perspective?
Lean In, Sheryl Sandberg is one. Another is Girl on Fire, Cara Leiber.
A campaign or project you're most proud of?
Has to be Dance for Wash. That was done by Viva Con Agua and GIZ. We got to present at UN Water Week and Milento Gallery in Germany.
If you went in strategy and communication, what would you be doing?
Creating art, writing poetry, and interior design. Just being a creative. One quote or mantra that keeps you going? Okay, I have 2.
Okay.
The first one says, if I did not define myself for myself, then I would be crunched up in other people's fantasies for me and eaten alive. That's by Audre Lorde. And then the second one is a Spanish saying that is translated, if I do not find a way, I will make one.
Maybe just for that part, the last one, can you explain it a bit?
I say this to young people, so I'm going to break the rules and I'm going to put in a paragraph. I say this to young people. I think a lot of the times when we come up against a wall, we're always looking for like the window so we can stick our leg out and have the easy way out. But that's not the solution. You must decide when you come up against a wall to say, I will either find a way or I will make one. So what you do is you don't look for a shortcut. You don't look for the easy way out. You start looking for a loose brick. Because there is not only the solution on the other side of the wall, there is a new version of yourself on the other side of the wall. And that new version of yourself will have greater capacity and ability. And you won't get that by looking for an easy way out. So when you come up against an obstacle, I will either find a way, I'll look for a loose brick, or I will make one. If in jail they can use a toothbrush to, to escape, why not you? So
Chigo, thank you so much for coming to the Do It podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I enjoyed the conversation.
Likewise.
Wish we could go on and on. Where can people find you or Devdraft?
Okay, so you can visit our website, www.devdraft.ai, showing right here. You can also visit our office on the first floor at Spinks Tower. And you can meet us at the Tech Expo. You can meet me at the Tech Expo and we'll do a demo of the product and you can sign up. That's how people can meet us.
Awesome. So any interesting upcoming features on the platform?
We're working on a mobile app, so everything can be done so much quicker.
Yeah, that would be a game changer.
Yeah, and those cards might be in the works, but I'll keep silent for now.
All right. Okay, Chiko, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me. Same.
And I'm excited about the product, Devdraft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're excited to build it. So any feedback you have, any feedback anybody watching has as well, just let us know and we'll take that on because we want to continue to refine the product to fit the needs of the market.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's do it.
Let's do it.